The call came on a Tuesday evening, quiet, ordinary, the kind that slips into memory unnoticed, but this one didn't. Mom, I'm getting married. For a moment I couldn't breathe. My daughter Emma getting married. I gripped the phone tighter. That's wonderful, sweetheart, when? There was a pause, a small one, but when you're a mother you learn to hear what silence hides. Next month. Next month. Not next year, not even next season, next month. My heart tightened. Oh, that's soon, why didn't you tell me earlier? Another pause, longer this time. We wanted to keep it small. Wait. That word strung more than I expected. Still, I smiled through my voice. Of course, small weddings can be beautiful. Yes, she said quickly, very simple, just a few people. I waited. She didn't say it. She didn't say, you'll be there, right? Instead, she added, I'll send you pictures. Pictures? That was the moment I realized I wasn't invited. I sat in my living room long after the call ended, staring at the faded photograph on the wall. Emma, at 8 years old, missing her front tooth, holding my hand like I was her entire world. What had changed? Or maybe the better question was, when? I replayed every year, every moment, searching for where I had gone wrong. I raised her alone after her father left. I worked 2 jobs. I skipped meals so she could eat better. I stayed awake through fevers, heartbreaks, nightmares. I was always there. And now I wasn't wanted. That night I didn't sleep. But I made a decision. If my daughter wouldn't invite me to her wedding, I would go anyway. The next morning I booked a bus ticket. 800 miles. At 72 years old, most people would say it was too much, too risky, too desperate. Maybe it was. But motherhood doesn't fade with age. It just gets quieter and sometimes lonelier. The journey wasn't easy. My back ached, my legs cramped. The bus smelled like stale coffee and tired lives. But none of it mattered. Every mile felt like a step closer, not just to Emma but to answers. Why didn't she want me there? What had I done? Or worse, what had I failed to do? As the bus rolled through unfamiliar towns, memories flooded back. Emma at 5, running into my arms after her first day of school. Emma at 16, crying over her first heartbreak. Emma at 22, packing her bags to move away. I need my own life, Mom, she had said. And I let her go. Because love sometimes means stepping back. But I never thought stepping back meant disappearing completely. After 2 days of travel, I finally arrived. Her city was bigger than I expected, loud, fast, indifferent. I clutched the small piece of paper with the wedding venue address. A garden. Of course. Emma always loved flowers. When I reached the venue, my heart pounded so hard I thought it might give out before I even saw her. There were white chairs set up under a canopy of roses. Soft music played. Guests laughed, dressed in elegant clothes. I looked down at myself, simple dress, worn shoes. I didn't belong here. But I was her mother. That had to count for something. I walked slowly toward the entrance. A young woman stopped me. Excuse me, ma'am, do you have an invitation? I hesitated. No, but I'm. Before I could finish, a familiar voice cut through the air. Mom. I turned. Emma stood there, frozen. She looked beautiful, radiant, happy. But the moment she saw me, that happiness cracked. You came, she whispered. Her voice wasn't warm. It wasn't joyful. It was shocked. Maybe even afraid. I had to, I said softly. You're my daughter. Her eyes darted around, as if checking who might be watching. You shouldn't be here. The words hit harder than I expected. I just wanted to see you, I said, my voice trembling, to be part of your day. I told you I'd send pictures. I don't want pictures, Emma, I said more firmly now. I want you. She stepped closer, lowering her voice. You don't understand. Then help me understand, I pleaded. Why wasn't I invited? She didn't answer right away. Instead, she looked away, toward a man standing near the altar. Tall, well-dressed, confident. Her fiancé. Then she looked back at me, her eyes filled with something I hadn't seen before. Shame. He doesn't know about you, she said quietly. For a second I thought I misheard. What? I told him my parents passed away. The world tilted. You told him I'm dead. Her silence confirmed it. I felt something inside me break. Not loudly, not dramatically. Just quietly. Like glass cracking under pressure. Why? I asked, barely able to speak. Tears filled her eyes, because I was embarrassed. Those words hurt more than anything. Embarrassed of me. No, of my past, she said quickly. Of everything we went through, the poverty, the struggles. I wanted a fresh start, a better life. And I don't fit into that life, I whispered. She looked at me and didn't answer. In that moment I understood everything. It wasn't just about the wedding. It was about who she had become. And who she thought I was. I worked so hard for you, I said softly. Everything I did was so you could have that better life. I know, she said, crying now, and I'm grateful. But not enough to stand beside me. She flinched. I didn't want to lose him, she admitted. His family, they're different, they have expectations. And I don't meet them. It's not like that. It is exactly like that, I interrupted gently. We stood there, surrounded by flowers and laughter that no longer felt real. I didn't come here to ruin your day, I said finally. I just needed to see you, to know if I still mattered. Her face crumpled. You do matter. Then why did you bury me like I was something to hide? She had no answer. The music shifted. Guests began taking their seats. The ceremony was about to start. Emma looked torn between two worlds, two identities. Two truths. Go, I said quietly, your life is waiting. But I won't stop you. She hesitated. Will you stay? I shook my head. I think I've already seen enough. I turned to leave. Each step felt heavier than the last. But just as I reached the gate, wait, I heard her voice again. I stopped. Slowly I turned around. Emma stood in the center of the garden. Everyone was watching now. The groom looked confused. The guests whispered. And then, she did something I never expected. She walked toward me. Not slowly. Not hesitantly. But with purpose. When she reached me, she took my hand. Her grip was tight, desperate. I can't do this, she said loudly, her voice shaking. The groom stepped forward. Emma, what's going on? She turned to him, tears streaming down her face. I lied to you. The entire garden went silent. My mother isn't dead. She squeezed my hand. She's right here. Gasps echoed around us. The groom stared at me, then back at her. Why would you lie about something like that? Because I was afraid, she admitted. Afraid you wouldn't accept where I came from, who I am. And who are you? He asked. She looked at me. Then back at him. I'm the daughter of the strongest woman I know. My chest tightened. Tears blurred my vision. She raised me alone, Emma continued. She sacrificed everything so I could stand here today, and I almost erased her just to fit into a life I thought I needed. The groom was silent. Everyone was. If you can't accept her, Emma said, her voice firm now, then you don't truly accept me. For a long moment no one spoke. Then the groom exhaled slowly. He stepped closer. Looked at me. Really looked. Then he said something I'll never forget. Any woman who raises a daughter like you is someone I'd be honored to know. Emma broke down completely. Relief, guilt, love. All at once. She turned to me sobbing, "I'm so sorry, Mom." I pulled her into my arms. For the first time in years, I felt my daughter again. Not the stranger she had become, but the little girl who once held my hand like I was her world. "I never stopped loving you," I whispered. "I know," she said, "I just forgot how to show it." That day I didn't just attend a wedding. I got my daughter back. Moral of the story: never be ashamed of the people who built you. Your past is not something to hide, it's the foundation of who you are. And the love of a parent is never something you replace, it's something you honor.